We hope everyone's been having a great holidays here at the end of December. It's actually December 24th. We're here in the office. And we wanted to give you a little bit of insight into something I've gotten so very many questions about over the last week. As I go through this, you'll probably see a couple of graphs on the screen. We want to do that to give you a little bit of accuracy in the perspective we're giving you. But on December 16th, the U.S. Federal Reserve made a change in the interest rates, and it's the first time they've done that in about 9 years. What they did was they raised the interest rate from 0% and they bumped it all the way up to 1/4%. And so many people have been asking me, what does that really mean? How's that going to impact me and my family or my business? And really what it means is absolutely nothing. The Federal Reserve only sets the rate at what we call the short end of the yield curve. In other words, they only affect super short-term loans to other institutions, banks and people like that. The rates that you and I pay for things like car loans, boat loans, student loans, and mortgage loans are unaffected by the Federal Reserve. The market really drives those rates. And if you'll notice in our newsletter in the upper right-hand corner, we always tell you what the current mortgage rate is for a 15 and a 30-year loan, and we show you what it was 6 months ago and a year ago. And if you'll notice, it's cheaper today than it was a year ago. It's cheaper today than it was 2 years ago. And it's going to kind of stay that way. If anything, we think those rates are likely to go lower, so that could really benefit you. So what the Federal Reserve did on December 16th, when they raised that interest rate from 0 to 1/4%, really has no impact on you and I. There was a lot of hoopla about it, and the media made a big deal about it, and I think that's why people are asking us about it, but it really has no impact on you and I. The thing that we see is that raising that interest rate could actually hurt the economy, and here's why. Right now, the U.S. economy is not growing. It's not getting stronger. It's not getting healthier. In fact, Janet Yellen, the chairperson of the Federal Reserve, when she was making her announcement, somebody asked her about the slowing of the economy, and she said, "We think that's transitionary." In other words, that's going to pass. I don't really think it's going to pass. We think it's a bigger problem. It's pretty hard to turn the Queen Mary very quickly. And so this economy is like this giant Queen Mary. And we don't think that raising the interest rate like the Federal Reserve did is going to do anything except hurt a struggling economy. Okay? This morning, December 24th, the Labor Bureau came out with the unemployment statistics. And it gave us the number and showed that right now we have the lowest unemployment in the last 42 years of the U.S. economy. So with the U.S. economy already struggling, and with all these people already at work, we don't really have a way to drive the economy forward. We can't say, well, if we get these other 4 million people to work, it's really going to help the economy, because so many people are already working. Now, you can argue a lot about what kind of job they have, what kind of income they're making, but the numbers are that we have this super low unemployment rate, we have an economy that's struggling, and the Federal Reserve just raised interest rates going into that. That's not a good thing. And they also announced on December 16th, Janet Yellen said that next year they intend on raising the interest rate 4 more times. I don't really think that's going to happen. They might raise it once or twice. I think they're almost going to have to keep some integrity in terms of what they're telling the market. But I don't think 4 interest rate raises are going to happen next year at all. I think they're going to have to curtail that. And if anything, they may have to come back and take 1 or 2 off the table and drive it back down to 0%. So my real point in all this, what the Federal Reserve did on December 16th, Wednesday of last week, is not going to impact you and I in any significant way, may not impact you at all. Interest rates on home loans, car loans, those kind of things are lower today than they were a year ago, and we think that trend is likely going to continue some. So if you're thinking about refinancing your house, it's probably going to go lower. But if you can refinance right now and save money, that's probably a good thing. But you need to talk to somebody in the mortgage business about that. So we just wanted to give you some input on something I've got lots and lots of questions about, and help you understand that what the Federal Reserve did last week is really a non-event for you and I. Thanks so much. Hope you're having a great holiday, and we'll see you soon.